Okay, we've got a lot to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, I'm at the retreat right now, but I'm still here with you guys in spirit. Made this video pre-recorded, but there's some really juicy stuff going on, guys. First of all, we got a drone doing bizarre things in Michigan. Yeah, a bright blinking drone, mystery drone, doing funky stuff in Michigan. What is this thing doing? It's almost like it's blinking in and out of existence. I don't know what's going on with this crazy drone, but the drones are still around, and they're not just over military installations. They are just all over, but they are all over, and they are really weird, guys. Drones are so crazy. We also have more drone news from Chris Sharp commenting on this reporting. He says, this incredible reporting provides compelling leads to potentially explain the UK UAS drone incidents from last year. Okay, well, I'll bite. Let's see. This is from Richard Holmes. 3 individuals with links to Russian military and intelligence traveled to the UK and stayed near top secret air bases around the time of the suspicious drone sightings in the UK. The revelation raises serious questions about suspected Russian links to incidents at RAF Lakenheath and Middenhall in Suffolk in November last year. Senior MPs have now demanded the authorities examine the new evidence after a major investigation using open source information uncovered the suspected visits. And that's from these Russian gentlemen who were, they were in the area. An individual who over the last year has regularly been present in the Russian embassy in Germany flew into Britain in early May and was just meters from the perimeter of RAF Mildenhall during the November drone incursions. In May, another individual arrived in the UK who had also been present at Russia's largest military facility in Tajikistan. I said that right. In 2024. They visited remote areas surrounding RAF Mildenhall on several occasions before returning to the Russian military base within 2 months of the drone sightings. And a third person, known to have access to a facility belonging to Russia's main intelligence agency in Moscow during 2023, flew into London, Stansted, in August last year. They then visited areas around RAF Lakenheath and RAF Mildenhall throughout September and October before flying back to Russia via Turkey, where they spent time in a military district on the outskirts of Moscow. So are Russian spies behind the mystery drones, or are they at least behind the drone incursions in the UK? Well, who knows, guys? Let me know what you think. Obviously, this is a global phenomenon. It doesn't quite make sense for it to all be Russian spies. But could some of it be Russian spies? Yeah, sure, I guess so. Why not? But yeah, let me know what you guys think. There is other interesting, possibly drone-related news. This medical helicopter hit by an unknown object in Philadelphia.
Struck by an object of some sort happened as it was landing at the hospital Monday afternoon. The FAA says that 2 rotary delays were damaged. Philadelphia police are also investigating the incident. Action News has reached out to Thomas Jefferson Hospital, but they have not yet responded.
Yeah, so what hit that helicopter in midair that, caused this trouble? Well, what's going on, guys? Was this a drone? Was this a Dragon UAP? Well, what are we dealing with? What is going on in the sky? It seems like more and more aerial vehicles are being hit by stuff and having problems in the air. It's kind of creepy, hard to say if it's related or not to the mystery drones or to UFOs, but something seems to have hit that helicopter. What was it? Could have been a kite, could have been a man-made drone or a man-operated drone. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, stuff is getting weird out there. Meanwhile, UFO Debrief says Department of Energy document talking about how non-human intelligence sources are exempt from declassification. And you can read this little portion of this document, but here is the relevant portion. 15 topics exempt from automatic declassification at 25 years because the release would reveal a relationship with an intelligence or security service of a foreign government or international organization or a non human intelligence source. Now, could that be AI? Does it necessarily have to be NHI? I don't know, guys, but that's really intriguing. We know that the Department of Energy is in UFOs up to their neck. So that's really intriguing. Jordan Crowder is saying AI is NHI. Yeah, fair point, but really intriguing that UFO stuff may be exempt from declassification, at least from the Department of Energy. Really interesting and concerning since we're on the cusp, hopefully, of declassifying some of this stuff. Meanwhile, Danny Sheehan is saying that the aerospace company that Jake Barber worked for is not Lockheed Martin, it's actually Northrop Grumman.
His activity of recovering this egg and these other things is inside some range. It's a privately owned area where there's a private aerospace corporation, Grumman, actually, aerospace corporation that he was employed by.
Yeah, so there you go. Danny Sheehan says that Northrop Grumman was Jake Barber's employer, which is really intriguing. So he was responsible for trying to retrieve some stolen data, apparently, from Northrop Grumman. Who was it stolen by? Was it stolen by a rival aerospace company like Lockheed Martin or Boeing? Was it stolen by the mainstream government or the foreign power? What was going on there? There seems to be actual physical conflict between some of these entities, like the Lockheed Martin JSOC firefight. And Jake Barber also alludes to what sounds like a firefight that he saw the aftermath of that made him very wary. He doesn't go into any detail. I think he says there were some bullets fired or something like that, and that's all he would say about it. But yeah, there does seem to be actual physical conflict between some of these entities, and there's espionage, there's data stolen. What is going on? Is the UFO control group at war with itself? Are there different groups doing different things, pursuing different agendas? Really intriguing. Also intriguing that Northrop Grumman, if they were the ones that were using psionics to bring in UFOs, and they were getting the egg-shaped UFO, which is interesting because Lockheed Martin was trying to divest itself of an egg-shaped UFO that appears to have been one that was historically recovered and not like an ongoing process of luring these things in and bringing them down. But it is interesting that both groups were getting egg-shaped UFOs. So yeah, interesting stuff, guys. I would love to know the details on all of this. It's very juicy. It's very important, I think. So let me know what you think about all of that crazy madness. Meanwhile, John Greenwald is saying, as of today, NASA's Office of Inspector General still refuses to release any documents on Gary McKinnon. Gary McKinnon is a British hacker who claims to have found evidence in 2001 or 2 of a secret space fleet and non-terrestrial officers on U.S. military and NASA computers. And I think this was interesting because I've wondered before whether NASA is just covering up for the control group or if they're actually heavily involved in what the control group is doing. And Gary McKinnon's story, if it's legit, if he's on the level with this secret space fleet stuff that NASA was involved in, that's definitely strong evidence. Or if it's real, that NASA is actually deeply involved in whatever the UFO control group is doing. But I would love to know: has there been a remote viewing of Gary McKinnon? I don't know how else we can verify his story. But if we had a team of remote viewers under double-blind conditions remote viewing him, all getting the same data, that would be really compelling. So, yeah, let me know if you've seen that. or what you think of Gary McKinnon's story. He seems very sincere to me, but you never know. Meanwhile, Tridactyl news, the Nazca mummy news. Biologist Rangel echoes our constant companion theory, Tridactyl says, because he has his constant companion theory that I've talked before about. But I thought this was really interesting, this petroglyph showing what seems to be a very similar entity to that guy, Nakari, the guy with the wing-like appendages on his back. And I thought this was really intriguing because, the people that were drawing this were, depicting what they were seeing in life. And this seems to suggest this guy was a four-legged guy. He wasn't just walking around on his legs, on his rear legs. He was walking around on all fours. And then he has these wing-like things sticking up, if that's what this is. Really, really intriguing. We also have other Nazca mummy news. We have another Nazca mummy, human-sized mummy, that appears to have had dental work done. We know that Maria had dental work done, and now we have Antonio to add to the list. Antonio, they were finding, he had like cavities filled or whatever. And really intriguing stuff that the Nazca mummies had dentists. And, I think that's hilarious. But, of course, they were technological beings, or they seem to have been technological beings based on their implants. Many of them have implants, some of them multiple implants throughout their bodies. And, these weren't added later. The bones have grown around the implants, meaning the implants were put on them during life. Now, did they put the implants in them themselves? Or did they do the dental work themselves? Or was that whatever creator being or race created them? Because I'm, firmly believing that these are hybrids created by the abducting race or races that are still abducting people today and still creating hybrids in much the same way and putting implants in people in much the same way. Smaller implants because they don't want to be detected these days. They have dental work. They have implants, so technological. Unclear to me if they themselves were technological or if whoever created them is doing this work. But let me know what you guys think. Let's see. We also have some juicy quotes from Lou Elizondo. Who holds the most materials? Okay, we've done that. That Lou Elizondo seems to be hinting that the aerospace companies or the private companies may hold more materials than the DoD in the Department of Energy, which is amazing. But he was also asked, are you aware of anything on the horizon in terms of new whistleblowers or information being released? And are we talking weeks, months, or years? Lou says yes, and all three. Okay, so we're getting new whistleblowers and information, and it's going to be over weeks, months, and years. Okay, all right, well, I'm looking forward to it, Lou. Let's see. He's also asked, where should Representative Luna look first for answers? And he says, fortunately, Anna Paulina Luna already knows, and her colleagues are beginning to poke in the right places. Well, that is very encouraging. I guess we're talking about what she learned in the skiffs, like with the David Grush material, or else the information supplied during the hearings, for example, Immaculate Constellation. Really interesting that the Congress does know where to look, and it's encouraging that Lou is saying they are looking in the right places now. I don't know what was preventing them from doing that before, but at least they're doing it now. Hopefully we will see some of the fruits of all of that in the near future. Meanwhile, John Bell from Real Florida UFO has some great videos for us. Check this out. Okay, this is a cool one, but blink and you miss it. Fortunately, he slows it down for us later. But there's seems to be two objects in the upper left-hand corner. Really interesting. It goes by really fast, and I'll link to this, and you can watch it at your leisure. But let's go to the slowed down version of it. One object, one orb-like object, and then you get a fast-moving object that just whizzes right by it. Great stuff from John Bell. And here's another one. This is a Tinkerbell sighting. Tinkerbell is his the orb that shows up for all the time.
What's up, baby?
Look at that.
Tinkerbell, what's up, baby?
And he has several more Tinkerbell sightings in that video. Awesome stuff. Meanwhile, Latchkey's Hustle sent me this video. Very compelling. Benny thought so too. All right, check that out. What is going on here? You have these two objects, one white, one dark, just flying by each other. One's going that way, one's going up. Really, really intriguing footage of these UFOs doing whatever the heck they're doing. What do you guys think they're doing? Great stuff. Everybody should check out Latchkey Hustle's page. He has stuff on there all the time that's just super amazing. And also check out Dr. Robert Shipe's custodian files for good UAP or Dragon UAP stuff. And of course, check out Real Florida UFO for all of John Bell's awesome videos. He gets these nightly captures. Meanwhile, did you ever want to hear what the bear equivalent of a purr is? Well, check it out.
My phone. Do you hear that?
Okay, come on, that's pretty cute.
That means I'm doing something right.
Okay, guys, let me know what you think about this awesome bear and everything else covered today in the comments below. Like and subscribe, hit the bell, all that kind of good stuff. Buy a t-shirt, buy a coffee mug, become a channel member, and I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.